By the way, while you're thinking about your answer, I want to get some acknowledgement for Amy Dietz and Rex Simpson, who were responsible for the production itself.
Like
What do you think?
I think the arbitration team did a really good job of analyzing this, and they did that on their own. They didn't consult with me until today, and a lot of this was laid out already. So they really did this on their own, and they were. What's most important, no matter where you come down on the issue, and I guess we're going to find that out soon, where the audience came down on the issue, and see whether Rex held sway over you or not. But I think
Rex had some help.
I think they analyzed it correctly, because the issue really was, you know, if the nurses, if you found the nurse's back injury to be bogus, then there's some discipline that has to be applied here. And then only then would you kind of get into the issue of, did he have the prior disciplinary warnings and so forth? What's the level of discipline? If you find that his back complaint is legitimate, then there's no discipline warranted here. So most of their conversation that I was involved with was they were discussing whether the back complaint was valid or not. And I think that was the proper analysis to be.
I won't identify the speaker, or he can identify himself if he likes, but there was the argument that the progressive discipline defense is argued in most union cases. And so I think the question was, how do you determine whether it's legitimate and appropriate in this case?
Well, in this case, I think it was an easy call by the head nurse saying, well, it's written because I took notes and didn't put those in the file, but I held them in my own file, or whatever she did. I mean, obviously, the employee has to have notice of the discipline, because discipline is, at least initially, to be corrective. It's not corrective if you're not even telling the employee, hey, here's the written warning, your next step is suspension.
Well, it's because I know we're getting late and we've got to get these students out of here, but to end the suspense for the team that was out of the room, and for you, the vote of the audience was 20 to 20.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
You don't get to have a tie in your own mind as an arbitrator. You have to make a decision, and that's one of the beauties of this process, is you get a final and binding decision that doesn't require you to go to court. It's faster, it's cheaper. The parties have agreed to rely on it, and the parties get to pick the arbitrator rather than be assigned a judge. So it has all of those elements, whoever wins. Anyway, let's give